Hi, welcome to a lesson on general coordination using the Feld method. When you're ready, come to your back and rest. And just pause and take a moment to notice your contact and how you feel on the ground. And now bring your legs to standing. Interlace your fingers and place them behind your head. And now begin to lift your head and bring your elbows toward your right knee as your right knee comes toward your elbows. If you have the elbows be toward the ceiling so they can carry the head as you bring the right knee toward the elbows. Right knee comes toward the elbows. And you notice if you're right in the middle or if you have your right elbow or left elbow closer to your right knee. Pause for a moment, resting. And now let's go to the left knee. Elbows to the left knee. And you don't have to touch the knee. You just go in that direction. Find out what support you have behind you on the floor. Feel where your body is pressing and lean into that support. And make this a movement of finding support in the journey, not succeeding. Breathing. And then pausing and coming to rest on your back. Taking a moment to breathe. Once again, interlace the hands behind your head if they're not already there. This time, let's take our right elbow towards the right knee. So now you're really going to direct that right elbow toward the right knee. And just notice what kind of contact you have as you do this. You can press with your left foot. And notice what parts of your back are pressing as the right elbow goes toward the right knee and back. Pause that for a moment. And now let's bring our left elbow towards our left knee. When you're ready, the left elbow comes toward the left knee. In that direction, you don't have to fully arrive. You just feel the process of what has to happen behind you for support. Maybe you use that standing foot on the right. And then come to rest and pause. Take a break so that your back and your body can rest. Noticing your contact and anything else that you notice as you rest. And now come onto your stomach. You can have your hands in front of you or you can rest on your hands. However it's comfortable. Go ahead and rest your head. I'm going to keep mine up so I can show you what to do. We're going to lift the whole entire right leg and then place it down. Just feeling the process of lifting that entire right leg and placing it down. And maybe going slow, noticing where you can do less and how you use the floor. And then try the other leg. And just lifting that whole leg from the floor and just feeling the process of what has to happen there. How does it lift and how does it lower? And does it go away from the body? How does it move? Have your hands on the floor if it's comfortable. So you're in a position with hands out in front, and now we're going to lengthen the right arm. So as you rest on your stomach, start to lengthen through the right arm. So you're going to lengthen through the right arm and bring it back. And just lengthen through that right arm. And now let's lift the left leg and the right arm and lengthen. And you can lift the head here. Coming back. Lifting the right arm and right leg. Feeling where the weight goes there. And now a couple of times lift your left arm without the legs. And just notice how the lifting is. Keep your head down if you can. Only lifting with the arm or the movement if you feel like it makes sense to you. And then we're going to lift our right leg with our left arm. Can you feel like a line between the two as you do this, like pulling away from each other? And then go ahead and lift the left leg and left arm. Notice where you press into the ground, where the movement shifts and gets heavier, and where you get lighter. And then pause and come to rest all the way on your back. Coming around to rest on your back, pausing for a moment. Now begin to come onto your elbows, and we're going to make a movement of just looking toward the ceiling and up and back and coming back. And that's all we're doing right now. Looking up and coming back on your elbows. Feel what happens in the back, in the rest of the body as you do this. You can push out your lower belly. And now let's try bringing the legs to stand and doing the same thing. The head goes back, the belly pushes out. Maybe your knees go out. See where they go. And then come to pause and rest on your back once again. And then come onto all fours. Once you arrive in all fours, we're going to lift the right arm and just start to reach with that right arm. And then we'll take our left leg and we'll reach and feel the movement, how it connects between the two. Pulling apart and letting go of that pulling if you want, but just stay for a moment, breathing, feeling the connection between these two lines and coming back. Lifting the other arm now, the left, and then the right leg. And just feeling the connection between these two lines and feeling where you press into the ground with your hand and your lower leg and coming back. Pause, come all the way onto your back. And then when you're ready, come up and we're going to come onto elbows and knees. So when you're ready, we're on elbows and knees. And from here, we're going to lift the right arm and left leg and see if we can find that line. Breathing. Breathing comfortably and coming back. Now the other side. Left arm, right leg. Find that line. Reach with both sides and breathe. And come back. And now come onto your back once again and rest. And now come onto your right side. If you can, rest on your arm. You can always use a pillow. And here we're going to take our left arm and we're going to bring it around our head to the other side. We have our legs straight out this time. And we're going to do a movement here where we're going to lift the left leg as we lift our head. So start by just lifting your head in this way. The hand is on the right ear. The elbow is in the direction of the ceiling and arcing towards your hip. And now when you're ready, let's lift the leg at the same time. And you don't have to get all the way there. See, I went a little too far and I couldn't find that connection to the ground. So find that connection to the ground first and then start the lifting. Finding your connection to the ground. Feeling where you press as you lift. Pause, come to rest. On your back, comparing sides. Just noticing anything that's different or interesting to you. And we'll come to the other side when you're ready. On our left side now, take the right arm over the head. The hand is on your left ear now. Start to do the movement with the head where you arc the elbow and start to press into your left armpit as you do that. And notice if that helps the movement of the head. And now let's add in the movement of the leg. And feel where you press. And go slow, especially on the return, to feel how you stop pressing in those areas. What presses so you can lift here? What support are you using from the floor? Our whole body conditioning uses physics, so we want to take support from the floor as we move so that it doesn't feel like it's work. It feels more like it's easy, taking support from the floor. And breathing. And the next time you're back in a position where you can rest, come to rest on your back, feeling and sensing your contact as you're there. And now resting on your back with legs long, come to hug yourself. So we got our arms crossed, so we're holding each shoulder. In this position with legs long, roll yourself from side to side. Just roll from side to side. And now have your head go in the opposite direction. As the arms and chest go right, the head goes left. And as the arms and chest go left, the head goes right. And it might feel like more of an arcing movement here. Head is going in opposition. Your eyes are looking in opposition to the movement of the arms and chest. And now take the head and eyes with the chest again and see if you go a little bit further. Can you roll under your stomach? And you don't have to. You can just roll back and forth, just noticing what you can do. And bring that to a rest and just pause on your back and rest. Noticing your contact, noticing anything that's interesting to you. And now once again, we're going to come to that position, but see if you can put the other arm on top if you remember. And we're going to roll, but as we roll, that arm that's on top is going to reach on the floor. So we're going to reach on the floor with that opposite arm. Reaching side to side with the opposite arm. So we're in the hug position, but the arm that can reach reaches out to the floor with the palm. And then bring that to pause and come to rest on your back once again. And then come on to your stomach once again, but come to that hug position. So you might have to do it before you roll onto the stomach. You might have the legs or head up if it's comfortable. We're going to roll side to side in this position on the stomach. And then see if you can start to reach with that opposite arm. So as you go in the opposite direction, can you reach with an arm? Just see if you have reach. What arm could you reach with as you roll? Can you bend your knees? Maybe your knees want to bend. And then pause and come to your back and rest for a moment. And then come on to your stomach. And once again, we'll have the arms out in front of us. So arms are in front or on the stomach. And from here, every time you inhale, reach and lift your left arm. So with every inhale, you're reaching and lifting your left arm. Exhale, it lowers. Inhale, the arm reaches. And your head can be down. Now, each time you inhale, begin to lift your right leg and your left arm. And now, each time you inhale, lift both arms and your right leg. Now, each time you inhale, lift both arms and both legs. And now lift your head. Come to pause and rest on your belly or your back. And now bring your legs to a position where the feet are together. We'll go back to your hug position and go from side to side here, lifting a knee each time you roll. As you roll to the right, your left knee lifts. As you roll to the left, your right knee lifts. See if you can keep the knees somewhat apart. And using this movement, at any point you can uncross the hands, but could you come up to a seated position? What are some ways that you could start to come up here? And just notice what you feel you could do. And you may end up in seated, but you can always continue to play with this. Thank you for doing this whole body conditioning lesson with me. I hope you had fun. Thanks.